So I decided to channel Dee Dee with her permission, of course. Just find out some more details about this whole Gypsy Rose situation because I tried to channel Gypsy, but there's like an egregore protecting her energy, keeping me from tapping in. Even though I asked her higher self for permission, this egregore in my mind's eye, I could see it. It was like, blocking her like a bodyguard to keep me from, tapping in. I respect that. I'm not gonna try. I know that she hired a magician or witch, sorceress, whatever you want to call it, to protect her energy from us psychics and whatnot. Although, if I wanted to tap in, still I can, but I'm gonna respect her wishes. But on the other hand, her mother, Dee Dee, is allowing me to connect with her. Now, mind you, I didn't know too much details about the situation. I only knew from Gypsy's perspective and other people, her fans, that her mother was supposedly abusive and such like that. But I started watching the documentary, and also a really good friend of mine, um, Medium Lyra. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. We literally just met. That actually her mother was the victim, but even though there are details that they were actually lying to their community about her physical health and such. So that's new information that I started to get. Now, I heard her say, let's run away." Like she's telling her daughter that Gypsy, because I know that like they were apparently new to their community, Springfield. I don't know what state though. I just know like from documentary it was Springfield. I don't know if it was Missouri or whatever. I know there's multiple Springfields. I'm from Springfield, Massachusetts. Um, but I heard that she's with her mother. She's around her mother, so now her mother could be gone, Dee Dee's mother, and because I see my mind's eye that she was hugging her after that brutally murder. She crossed over. Now, usually it takes people some time. For some people, they will still linger around after they were murdered. That energy still lingers. Um, but some people they are pulled up, or I don't know if you want to say pulled up, but like pulled to that side, the fourth density. And not everyone is stuck when there's like, you know, they're brutally murdered, or usually someone stays though, in my opinion, by their free will. Um, Either they pass away, rather it's murder, or just simply just passing by natural causes. And I do believe we do have free will to even reincarnate. Her mother, in fact, even though I could pick up on that spirit of her energy, there is a reincarnation. People still can reincarnate, regardless that you could pick up on the spirit of their energy, because that energy is imprinted within the Akashic records. So her mother did reincarnate. But like I said, I'm picking up on that energy of the spirit. I could feel it in my solar plexus chakra that her mother is disgusted by her, by what's going on is this, like, in this current moment of what's going on in her life. And there's just so much manipulation that Gypsy is doing. So much her fans are being manipulated, and they just worshiping her. And this is what she wanted. She's basically getting what she wanted. With the persuasions and coming off like a role model to others who had dealt with abuse. And this is a a thing that happens often, where a common thing that happens where people who they have been abused, they know to manipulate others who are had that same experience, because they know that they're gonna believe them without questioning anything. Unfortunately, that's the thing that happens. And even though there are people who have been abused, they're not getting that kind of abuse that they are accused somebody is like doing to them. Like they could be a victim, but say for example, I dealt with DV, but if I'm gonna lie and say that I'm currently dealing by somebody, even though I'm not, that's a good example. And the fact that I've experienced it, then place myself in that frequency as if I'm currently dealing with it, then somebody can feel that energy, and then they actually would believe it. You see what I'm saying? So if I place my frequency in the energy that I'm not actually experiencing it, even though I'm telling people I'm not, that people can pick up on that energetically, and then they're not gonna believe it. They'll see right through it. So she's like placing herself in that frequency that she's a victim, even though she's not the victim. Mother sees everything, and there is a male figure. Now, I haven't watched fully the documentary, not even like 30 minutes, 25 minutes of it. Um, my scene, but I'm picking up that there was a romantic interest that she had in a male figure, but this person doesn't know that she had her eyes on him. This person does not have feelings for her before she, passed or whatever, but it was someone in their town. And she wished that she got close to this person, but it's kind of like she regrets the lies that they told to the community, because she actually did want to live a normal life, but at the same time she didn't, because by her own past experience when she was growing up, there was lack. So it's that psychology where people feel like that they have to do certain things, manipulation, to survive, and it kind of sticks with them unless they do inner healing. So she felt like she had to chose that basically over leaving that kind of lifestyle. But how could they when they had everybody on a hook of their lies? So it's kind of like she's stuck with it. But in a way, she's actually happy that she's not in that dilemma anymore. But at the same time, she still wished that she was still physically here, but not with Gypsy. If she could get away with her, obviously she's a grown woman. Hypothetically, if she was still physically here, from what I'm getting from her, that Gypsy would be long gone. Then she probably would have actually lived a normal life, and gotten in a romantic relationship with somebody. But she knows that if she was still here, Gypsy will still stick around and still victimize her some way, somehow. So that's what I'm picking up on. I'm picking up that there are other people who are just manipulative like her, who are around her, but there's like one other person who is not like her. So these people are in on what she's doing on social media, how she present herself. Now, I'd seen it like probably a few days ago or like last week that there was another person who I never heard of, but somebody mentioned there was someone who is in support of her. And I know that there's like a lot of narcissistic, covert narcissistic people on social media who support other people who are psychopaths, sociopaths, and whatnot, and like to do these things. Now, this person, I haven't really cast her name. Dark hair, usually wearing a ponytail, like dark brown hair, Caucasian. I believe she had blue eyes. Average size weight. I don't really consider that as fat, but like not skinny, but I guess a little athletic. Uh, you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but I think her username begins with an L. These people are basically feeding into that to make her look like she's the good guy. It's all typical covert narcissism. It's all manipulation. It's all this energy that they're playing. It's like their own little witch coven, and I can see that Gypsy do have connections with people who do practice the craft, to get her way with manipulating people, and also like keeping the law, like, like cloaking spell to keep the law from looking deeper to things. But it doesn't mean that that spell can be broken. Now, her mother is saying that more things will come out about the situation. So it's like, I'm glad that, she's allowing me to, connect with her, because what I wanted to get out of Gypsy's energy to tap in, her mother is giving me. But she's telling me that more and more people are going to continue to look into this, and more things are going to be exposed. Like I said, that cloaking spell can be broken. It can be uplifted. People are going to start questioning things a lot more. There already people are, but they're not being placed out there more further in the public eye, because it's like, the algorithm is keeping so much information getting out there. But what I'm saying is that, like, my best advice for other people who see right through her as well is to be patient and don't let your emotions blind you, no matter what she posts online or how other people are worshiping her, what you see. Because, I had to like block a lot of people on X who keeps showing all this worship towards her. And a lot of that is part of that spell.